The grand chamber of the Galactic Forum falls silent as Ambassador Thomas Reed stands alone before the towering semicircle of alien representatives. Hundreds of species from across the galaxy watch from their delegations, multicolored lights illuminating their varied anatomies. Some float in suspension tanks, others crouch on specialized platforms, but all eyes, ocular clusters, and sensory appendages focus on the single human in the center. The chamber itself is a marvel of engineering, a massive dome carved into an asteroid at the galaxy's central hub. The walls pulse with living light, and the air carries scents from 1,000 worlds. Most intimidating of all is the High Council, 7 ancient species that founded the Forum millennia before humans discovered fire. The judgment of the Forum is final. Booms Archspeaker Valorian, his translucent blue skin pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that convey both authority and disdain. Humanity has violated Galactic Directive 347 by developing quantum displacement technology without Forum approval. Earth systems will be quarantined and a monitoring fleet will be dispatched immediately. Ambassador Reed remains perfectly still, his weathered face betraying nothing. Behind him, the holographic displays show the Earth delegation's empty seats, conspicuously vacant during this critical session. "You misunderstand our presence here today," Reed says, his voice calm yet carrying throughout the chamber without technological amplification, a human trick that always unsettles the delegates. "I am not here to receive your judgment. I am here to deliver our notice of withdrawal." Gasps and translator glitches ripple through the chamber. In 3,000 cycles, no species has ever voluntarily left the Forum. "Impossible," shrieks Representative Thorne of the Medusan Conclave, his tentacles flaring with indignation. "The Accords clearly state, the Accords," Reed interrupts, "which you have selectively enforced for decades. While Vega Prime conducted illegal bioharvesting in our outer colonies, you debated definitions. While the Scorpius fleet blockaded our trade routes, you formed committees." He reaches into his pocket and retrieves a small metallic cube.
"Humanity did not come to the stars seeking protection.
"We came seeking equals." Reed places the cube on the floor. It unfolds into a holographic display showing Earth's full defensive capabilities, previously hidden from Forum intelligence. Orbital platforms, stealth fleets, and weaponry beyond what any junior member should possess. "We developed quantum displacement not to wage war," Reed continues as the Forum representatives recoil at the displayed firepower. "But because you left us no choice but to protect ourselves. Today Earth withdraws from the Forum. We will establish the Terran Accord for any species wishing to engage with humanity on equal terms." Valorian's skin flashes alarm patterns. "This is unprecedented. Without Forum protection, the Combine hordes will—" "The Combine made contact 3 years ago," Reed reveals. "They found our terms more reasonable than yours." The chamber erupts in chaos. The Combine, a collective of predatory species that raided Forum worlds for centuries, negotiating with humans. Impossible. As security drones descend toward Reed, he smiles slightly. "That won't be necessary. I'm already gone." The ambassador's form flickers, a quantum projection. He has been speaking from Earth the entire time, beyond their reach. "Humanity hoped for partnership," his fading image says. "Instead, we found politics. We will find our own path among the stars, and you will watch what happens when humans are truly unleashed." The projection vanishes, leaving only the cube. It pulses once, then displays a countdown. The formal severing of Earth from all Forum systems will complete in 24 hours. The Galactic Forum, for the first time in millennia, knows fear. 3 days later, in the private chambers of the High Council, 7 beings gather to discuss the human problem. None use their true names in this secure setting. "How did we misjudge them so severely?" asks the Diamond Mind, an entity of living crystal. "They were primitive when we admitted them, barely able to reach their own moon." "We underestimated their adaptability," replies the Deep Current, a fluid being contained in an ornate tank. "While other species evolve over millennia, humans transform in decades." Archspeaker Valorian, now stripped of ceremonial garments, paces nervously. "The issue isn't their withdrawal, it's what they're taking with them. 17 worlds have already requested information about this Terran Accord. If others follow, then our control weakens," states the Eternal Flame, a being of pure energy. "This cannot be permitted. Deploy the 7th Fleet to Earth immediately." "And start an open war?" questions the Void Walker, its black form barely visible. That would only validate their claims of forum oppression. The final council member, a being so ancient it was old when the forum was young, speaks from shadows. There is another concern. Our intelligence indicates their quantum displacement technology is not what we assumed. They've discovered something we've kept hidden for 50,000 years. Silence falls over the chamber. Impossible, Valorian whispers. The barriers cannot be breached. Yet they have found a way, the Ancient One continues. If humans fully understand what they've discovered, the forum itself becomes obsolete. On Earth, in a secret facility beneath the Atlantic Ocean, Dr. Lydia Voss observes the quantum displacement field with growing excitement. What began as a defensive technology has revealed something unexpected, pathways between stars that shouldn't exist. Director Hayes, you need to see this, she calls to her superior. The quantum field isn't just bending space, it's revealing pre-existing tunnels. Director William Hayes studies the readings with narrowed eyes. A career diplomat before the science division recruited him, he immediately grasps the implications. You're saying these pathways were already there? But that would mean that faster-than-light travel was never limited by physics, Voss finishes. Something has been artificially constraining it. For thousands of years, possibly. Hayes' secure communicator buzzes. A direct line to Earth's defensive command. Sir, forum vessels have been detected at the edge of our system, reports Admiral Jameson. A significant fleet threat assessment? Hayes asks calmly. They've made no aggressive moves yet, but their positioning suggests a blockade formation. Hayes exchanges a glance with Dr. Voss. They know what we've found. Or they suspect. What do we do? Voss asks. Hayes stares at the quantum field display where the hidden pathways between stars glow like a cosmic web. We accelerate the plan, he decides. Contact the other research stations. It's time to bring down the barriers, all of them. As Earth prepares for confrontation across the galaxy, quiet discussions take place on dozens of worlds. Species long controlled by forum regulations consider the human alternative, some out of curiosity, others from desperation. On the frontier world Novaterra, human and alien settlers alike watch the news broadcasts with unease. Will they attack us? Asks Rix, a reptilian trader who's lived among humans for decades. Governor Marcus Ortega shakes his head. Not directly. They'll try isolation first, cut off our trade routes, block communications. And if that fails, Ortega's expression hardens. Then they'll learn what humans do when cornered. In the forum's Central Intelligence Division, analyst Nex studies reports with growing alarm. Encrypted transmissions between Earth and supposed enemies. Secret meetings with species thought hostile to humans. Technology transfers that violate a dozen directives. They've been planning this for years. Nex reports to his superior. This isn't a spontaneous withdrawal, it's a coordinated campaign. The superior, a six-limbed being of exceptional age, considers this information. Then we have gravely miscalculated, it concludes. The humans were never the primitive newcomers we thought them to be. They were scouts. As the countdown to Earth's official withdrawal reaches its final hours, the galaxy holds its breath, wondering what will emerge when humans are finally free from forum control, and what secrets they've uncovered that terrify the most powerful governing body in known space. 2 weeks after Earth's dramatic exit from the forum, Commander Eliza Donovan stands on the observation deck of the Terran vessel Pathfinder, watching as another diplomatic shuttle docks. This marks the 7th independent delegation to seek audience with the newly independent humans in just 48 hours. Through the massive viewport, Earth hangs like a blue jewel against the darkness, surrounded by a shimmering barrier, the quantum displacement field that now protects humanity's homeworld from forum reprisal. The field distorts space itself, making conventional weapons and travel impossible without human permission. The Retharians have arrived, reports Lieutenant Jackson, handing her a datapad. Their ambassador requests immediate discussion of trade agreements. Donovan nods. The same Retharians who voted against us at every forum session for the past decade. The very same, Commander. Interesting how quickly allegiances shift when the balance of power changes, Donovan muses, straightening her uniform. Tell them I'll meet them in 1 hour. Let them wait a little. A decade of opposition deserves at least that much. Across the galaxy, power structures are shifting with alarming speed. Reports flood in of minor species declaring independence from their sector representatives. The Proxima colonies, long subjugated by the Viridian Dominion, have erected quantum displacement shields identical to Earth's designs. Forum intelligence is in disarray, unable to determine how humanity has distributed advanced technology so quickly. The truth, that humans had been preparing for this moment for years, establishing hidden networks and alliances, remains their most closely guarded secret. On the border world Novus III, Governor Marcus Ortega faces a difficult decision. The planet's mixed population, humans and 5 alien species, stands at a crossroads. The Forum fleet will arrive in 3 days, warns Security Chief Levick, a towering insectoid whose mandibles click with anxiety. They demand we reaffirm allegiance or face sanctions. Ortega studies the quantum communicator on his desk, a direct line to Earth that the Forum cannot monitor. And the population vote? 73% favor joining the Terran Accord, Levick replies. The rest fear Forum reprisal. Ortega nods, decision made. Then prepare to activate the shield generators. Inform Earth we're formally requesting membership in the Accord. Levick's compound eyes flicker with nervous light. Governor, the Forum has ruled this sector for 9,000 years. What happens if they decide to make an example of us? Ortega's expression hardens. Then they'll learn what we already know. Humanity doesn't abandon its allies. Meanwhile, in the shadowy depths of Forum Central Intelligence, Director Zalax reviews disturbing reports. The four-armed analyst moves with increasing agitation between holographic displays. Impossible, he mutters, his upper arms making ritualistic gestures of denial. Humans cannot have developed this technology so quickly. His assistant, Pelora, displays the latest findings. We've confirmed quantum displacement devices on 17 worlds, Director. None were there a month ago. How are they distributing this technology so rapidly? Zalax demands. That's what terrifies our analysts, Pelora responds. They're not distributing it. These species are building it themselves, using design principles we've never seen. Humans are teaching them. Zalax freezes, the implication sinking in. Teaching? Not giving? Correct, Director. Rather than creating dependency through technology transfer, the humans are sharing knowledge. Each species adapts the quantum principles to their own technological base. Zalax slumps into his chair. This defies all our behavioral models. No species shares strategic advantages this way. Humans do, Pelora says simply, and that's why 17 worlds have already joined their accord. They're offering something the Forum never has: genuine partnership. Across the room, a monitor shows footage from a Forum battlecruiser. It approaches Novus III, weapons charged. Then suddenly alarms blare. The entire planet seems to shift slightly, as if viewing it through rippling water. The quantum shield activates. Get me the High Council, Zalax demands. The humans aren't just leaving, they're dismantling our power structure planet by planet. Back on Earth, in a secure facility beneath the Atlantic Ocean, Dr. Vivian Reyes oversees the activation of the Nexus Array, a massive quantum communication hub that will connect all Terran Accord members instantaneously, without relying on Forum relay stations. Transmission successful, she announces as representatives from 47 worlds appear in holographic form around the chamber. Welcome to the first assembly of the Terran Accord. The faces, some human, most decidedly not, show mixtures of hope, fear, and determination. The Forum has dispatched punitive fleets to 3 of our member worlds, Reyes informs them. But they'll find something unexpected when they arrive. On her command, tactical displays activate, showing the quantum displacement technology that now protects each world. But there's something new, something the Forum hasn't yet discovered. Displacement isn't just defensive, she explains with a grim smile. The gates open both ways. In Forum space, aboard the dreadnought Inevitable Justice, Admiral Thorne watches with mounting frustration as his flagship approaches Novus III. The quantum shield surrounding the planet shimmers like oil on water, impenetrable to his sensors. Weapons range in 30 seconds. Admiral, his tactical officer reports. Thorne's mandibles twitch with anticipation. Prepare the graviton cannon. Let's show these rebels what happens to those who defy the Forum. Sir, his sensor officer interrupts, voice uncertain. I'm detecting energy fluctuations in the shield. It's expanding? Before Thorne can respond, space itself seems to fold around his vessel. Warning sirens blare as the stars outside the viewport shift position. What's happening? He demands, steadying himself against his command chair. Spatial displacement, the science officer shouts, panic evident. We're being moved! When the disorientation passes, Thorn looks out upon an unfamiliar star system. His vessel floats alone in space, no sign of the rest of his fleet. A communication request flashes on his console. When he accepts, a human face appears. Governor Ortega of Novus III, Admiral Thorn. Ortega greets calmly. Welcome to the Cygnus system, approximately 40 light years from your previous position. This is an act of war, Thorn hisses. No, Admiral. This is an act of mercy, Ortega corrects. We could have displaced your ship into a star or a black hole. Instead, we relocated you to neutral space. Your engines are intact. You can return to Forum territory, though the journey will take some time at conventional speeds. Ortega's expression hardens. Deliver this message to your superiors. The era of Forum dominance through force is over. Any further military action against Accord members will be met with similar responses. The transmission ends, leaving Thorn staring at the unfamiliar stars. The full implications of humanity's new technology finally becoming clear. The quantum displacement doesn't just create shields. It can move entire battleships across vast distances in an instant. The Forum's military advantage, maintained for millennia, has vanished overnight. On Forum Prime, the capital world, a special session of the Grand Assembly convenes. Representatives from thousands of worlds gather, demanding answers. How could this happen? Demands the Viridian delegate, his scales flushing angry red. You assured us humans were contained. Archspeaker Valorian struggles to maintain order. The situation is being addressed. The High Council has authorized. The High Council has failed. Interrupts the delegate from Proxima Prime. 3 Forum fleets disappeared, relocated to distant systems by human technology. Our dominance is a fiction. As chaos erupts in the chamber, a junior diplomat named Talia Rodriguez, one of the few humans who chose to remain in Forum service after Earth's withdrawal, observes from the shadows. Her presence is barely tolerated now, but her insights are still valued by certain factions. Counselor Nex approaches her discreetly. You warned us this might happen. Rodriguez nods. I told you not to underestimate humanity or try to control us through force. Help us understand, Nex pleads. What does Earth truly want? The same thing we've always wanted. Rodriguez answers simply. A seat at the table as equals, not subordinates. The Forum has operated for millennia on principles of control and hierarchy. Humans have always rejected both. And if we cannot adapt? Rodriguez looks out over the panicked assembly, representing a power structure that has remained unchanged for thousands of years. Then the Forum will become irrelevant, she says quietly. The Terran Accord already has 53 member worlds. At the current rate of defection, you'll lose a quarter of Forum worlds within a month. Nex's multiple eyes blink in distress. Such rapid change, it threatens everything. Change always does, Rodriguez agrees. That's something humans understand better than most species. We've reinvented our own societies countless times throughout our history. The Forum has remained static for millennia. That's your greatest weakness. As Nex contemplates her words, an urgent message appears on the central display. 7 more worlds have formally declared their withdrawal from the Forum and requested admission to the Terran Accord. The Galactic Order, maintained for 50,000 years, is crumbling before their eyes, and humanity, once dismissed as primitives barely worthy of notice, now stands at the center of a revolution that will reshape the stars themselves. Archspeaker Valorian's council chamber is in chaos. Holographic feeds from across the galaxy show Forum authority crumbling as 17 more worlds officially join the Terran Accord. The elegant chamber, unchanged for 10,000 years, now buzzes with panicked voices as ancient species face an unprecedented crisis. Valorian stands at the center, his bioluminescent patterns flashing warning signals no one heeds. Around him, the 7 most powerful beings in the galaxy argue among themselves for the first time in living memory. This ends now, Valorian declares, his skin flashing dangerous patterns of crimson and black that silence the chamber. Deploy the interdictor fleet to Earth. All 7 battalions. High Admiral Zoreth, a massive reptilian with ceremonial scars covering his scaled face, shifts uncomfortably. Archspeaker, I must advise caution. We haven't fully analyzed their quantum technology. They are one species. Valorian's appendages tremble with rage. A primitive species barely 3 centuries into space travel. They will be made an example of. The eternal flame, a being of pure energy contained in a specialized field, flares brightly. The humans have already demonstrated the ability to displace our warships across vast distances. What if they can do worse? That is precisely why we must strike now before more worlds join them, Valorian insists. One decisive action against Earth and the rebellion ends. The diamond mind, crystalline and ancient, rotates slowly in contemplation. And if we fail? If our fleet is defeated or displaced? Then the Forum as we know it is already doomed, Valorian replies grimly. The vote is taken. The attack is authorized. On the frontier world Nova Esperanza, Human Colony Governor Diana Wells receives the emergency alert. Forum warships have entered the system, 33 capital ships with escort vessels. Wells stands in the colony's control center, watching the tactical display with narrowed eyes. As the furthest human settlement from Earth, Nova Esperanza has always been vulnerable. Now it will be the first test of the Accord's commitment to mutual defense. Displacement shield activated, her defense chief reports. But this fleet is larger than our simulations accounted for. Wells opens a secure channel to Earth. They're testing our resolve. Esperanza is the furthest human colony. If it falls, others will hesitate to join the Accord. The response comes not from Earth, but from Admiral James Cole aboard the Terran vessel Defiant, hidden behind Nova Esperanza's largest moon. Governor, please inform your population there may be some turbulence. The Forum fleet approaches Nova Esperanza, weapons charged. Admiral Zorith himself commands from the dreadnought Inevitable Dominion, his massive form dominating the bridge as officers scurry to battle stations. Target their shield generators, he orders. Standard orbital bombardment pattern. His tactical officer hesitates. Admiral, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the planet's shield. It's not behaving like a standard barrier. Before Zorith can respond, space itself seems to fold around his fleet. 30 ships simply vanish. On the bridge of the Inevitable Dominion, warning alarms scream as officers report the impossible. The ships are gone, Admiral. Not destroyed, gone. Zorith watches in horror as the quantum displacement field around Nova Esperanza pulses. It isn't just a shield, it's a weapon, selectively relocating matter. Full retreat, he orders, but it's too late. The displacement field engulfs the Inevitable Dominion. For a sickening moment, reality itself seems to blur. When Zorith's vision clears, his dreadnought floats alone. Not above Nova Esperanza, but in empty space near a red dwarf star. A communication request flashes on his command console. When he accepts, Admiral Cole's face appears. Admiral Zorith, your fleet has been displaced to uninhabited systems across a 50 light-year radius. Your ship has been brought here so we can talk. This is an act of war, Zorith growls. No, Cole replies calmly. This is an act of mercy. We could have displaced your ships into stars or planetary cores. Instead, they're safe with functional engines to return home, albeit slowly. Cole's expression hardens. The Forum has ruled through technological superiority and the threat of force for millennia. That advantage is gone. Permanently. Zorith's scales flatten against his skull, a sign of distress. What do you want? Recognition, Cole answers simply. The Terran Accord will be acknowledged as an independent alliance of sovereign worlds, equal to the Forum in all diplomatic and economic matters. The Forum has maintained peace for 50,000 years, Zorith protests. This rebellion will lead to chaos. Not rebellion, evolution, Cole corrects. The galaxy is changing, Admiral. You can change with it or you can become irrelevant. Meanwhile, on Forum Prime, the Forum's capital world, junior diplomat Talia Rodriguez, one of the few humans who chose to remain in Forum service, is summoned before the Security Council. The chamber is dimly lit, with 9 ancient beings seated in a semicircle before her. Their true forms are obscured, visible only as shadowy outlines behind privacy screens, a precaution rarely used outside times of war. Explain this, demands Counselor Drex, projecting images of the scattered Forum fleet. I cannot, Rodriguez answers honestly. I severed ties with Earth when I chose to remain with the Forum, but I warned you not to underestimate. Humans, you're still one of them, hisses Counselor Nith. You know their weaknesses. Rodriguez looks around the chamber, at the fearful faces of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Our greatest strength and weakness are the same thing, she says quietly. When threatened, humans don't seek consensus. We innovate. You've ruled the galaxy for millennia through standardization and control. We survived on Earth by adapting and evolving. She approaches the central display, bringing up historical data. Every technology humans have developed since joining the Forum was in response to a threat you ignored. The Vega Prime bioharvesting of our colonists? You debated definitions while they died. The Scorpius fleet blockade of our trading routes? You formed committees while our economy suffered. She points to the quantum displacement technology. We built this because you left us no choice. And now we're sharing it with others who've suffered similar neglect. Sharing military technology violates a dozen Forum directives. Nith protests. Only if you classify it as military, Rodriguez counters. We consider it self-determination technology. The ability to protect oneself from aggression isn't a weapon, it's a right. Across the galaxy, 17 more worlds formally request admission to the Terran Accord, including former Forum military outposts. Forum authority is crumbling not through conquest, but through example, on the hidden world Nexus Prime, in a laboratory buried deep beneath the surface. Professor Leon Nash works on the next evolution of quantum displacement technology. The room hums with energy as complex equations float in holographic displays around him. The field is stabilizing, reports his assistant, Dr. Maya Indari. Quantum coherence at 93%. Nash nods, excitement building. What began as defensive technology has revealed something unexpected, something the Forum has been hiding for millennia. Begin test sequence, he orders. The quantum field expands, forming a perfect sphere in the center of the laboratory. Inside, space itself seems to fold, creating what appears to be a tunnel. Sending probe, Indari announces, launching a small drone into the field. They watch as the probe enters the tunnel and vanishes. A moment later, monitors show it emerging, not in another part of the laboratory, but in orbit around a distant star. Transit successful, Indari exclaims. 53 light-years in under 2 seconds. Nash stares at the readings, barely able to believe what they've discovered. It's not just a shield or a displacement weapon. It's a gateway. Indari looks up, eyes wide. A gateway to what? To everything, Nash whispers. The quantum displacement field doesn't just move things. It reveals pathways that were always there. Pathways someone deliberately closed. In orbit above Earth, Commander Eliza Donovan receives the encrypted transmission from Nexus Prime. As she reads Professor Nash's report, her expression shifts from surprise to awe, then to grim determination. Get me Director Hayes, she orders her communications officer, immediately. When William Hayes's face appears on the screen, Donovan doesn't waste time with pleasantries. Sir, Nash's team has confirmed it. The quantum barriers aren't natural. They're artificial constructs. Someone has been limiting faster-than-light travel deliberately. Hayes absorbs this information in silence. The Forum? That's our assumption. The quantum pathways Nash discovered would make conventional travel obsolete. Any world with this technology would have instant access to any part of the galaxy, which would make Forum control impossible, Donovan finishes. No wonder they're desperate to stop us. Hayes's expression hardens. How soon can we implement this on a larger scale? Nash needs 2 weeks to adapt the technology. After that, we could begin deploying it throughout Accord space. He has 1 week, Hayes decides. The Forum is marshalling its full military might. We need to change the rules of engagement before they strike. Professor Leon Nash moves cautiously through the underground caverns of Jericho Station, a neutral trading post in disputed space. His breath forms small clouds in the cold air as he navigates the dimly lit passageways. The station, carved into a massive asteroid, serves as a meeting ground for species from across the galaxy, many seeking refuge from the growing conflict between the Forum and the Terran Accord. His contact, a Viridian information broker named Trell, waits in the shadows, 6 eyes blinking nervously. The reptilian scales shift color subtly as Nash approaches, a sign of anxiety among his kind. You're being hunted, Professor, Trell whispers, passing him a data crystal. Forum intelligence has labeled all quantum physicists as high-value targets. Nash pockets the crystal. What else have you learned? The Forum isn't just afraid of your displacement technology. Trell's voice drops even lower. They're terrified of what you've discovered beyond it. Nash nods grimly. The quantum pathways. They've known about them for 50,000 years, Trell confirms. The oldest forum records, the ones they keep hidden even from most council members, refer to them as the ancient network. A network implies builders, Nash observes. Trell's scales flush deep blue. Exactly. The forum didn't create the barriers blocking these pathways. They discovered them, learned to maintain them, and use them to control galactic travel. A noise echoes through the cavern, footsteps approaching. Trell's scales shift to camouflage mode. Forum agents, he warns. They're here for you. Take the service tunnels to docking bay 7. A ship is waiting. Nash slips away just as armored figures enter the chamber, their weapons charged. The hunt for humanity's greatest minds has begun. Back on Earth, in the newly established Terran Accord headquarters in Geneva, Security Director Grace Lee reviews alarming intelligence reports. 3 human scientists have disappeared from neutral worlds, Forum Black operations. They're targeting our researchers, she informs the Accord Council. Representatives from 73 species now sit in the Assembly, united by their decision to leave Forum control. The Forum believes we've discovered something, Lee continues, something they've kept hidden for centuries. Ambassador Krell of the Archean Collective, an ancient species that joined the Accord immediately after Earth, rises to speak. His crystalline form catches the light, sending rainbow patterns across the chamber. They are right to fear. Krell's telepathic voice resonates in the minds of all present. My ancestors joined the Forum 10,000 years ago. We suspected the truth then, but could never prove it. He projects an image, quantum equations developed by humans alongside ancient Archean symbols. The dimensional barriers the Forum claims are impossible to breach. They are artificial, constructed. The revelation sends shockwaves through the Assembly. Director Lee steps forward. Are you suggesting the Forum has been deliberately limiting faster-than-light travel and communication, keeping the galaxy confined to current dimensional limits? Not suggesting, Krell responds. Confirming, your quantum displacement technology accidentally pierced the veil. Beyond lies what the Forum has hidden for millennia. In the Sirius system, at a secret Terran research facility, Dr. Vivian Reyes and her team make a breakthrough. The quantum displacement field expands, then stabilizes in a perfect sphere. Recording unprecedented quantum coherence, her assistant reports. The field is stable. Through the shimmering barrier, Reyes sees something impossible, structures that defy conventional physics, pathways between stars that shouldn't exist. We're recording transit options to over 3,000 systems. Another researcher announces in awe. The pathways connect everything. Reyes immediately contacts Earth on a secure channel. Director Lee, we've done it. The theories were correct. The implications are staggering. With these pathways fully opened, any world with quantum displacement technology could travel anywhere in the galaxy instantly. The Forum's carefully controlled trade routes, communication networks, and military advantage would become meaningless overnight. On Forum Prime, Archspeaker Valorian meets with the Ancient Seven, the original founding species of the Galactic Forum, whose true power remains hidden from most members. The meeting takes place in a chamber deep beneath the Forum's public halls, a place few know exists. The room predates the Forum itself, its walls inscribed with mathematical equations in a language lost to time. The humans have pierced the veil, one ancient whispers, its true form obscured by technological shadows. If they discover the Nexus network, they cannot, Valorian insists. The consequences are beyond imagination, another ancient interrupts. The Forum has maintained galactic order for 50,000 years by controlling dimensional access. If humans open the old pathways, then deploy the Omega Protocol, a third ancient commands. Better to lose Earth than the entire control system. Valorian's bioluminescent patterns display shock. The Omega Protocol would destroy an entire system. Trillions would know what we've done, and trillions more would remember why the Forum must be obeyed. The decision is made. The Omega weapon, a technology so ancient even the Forum has forgotten its creators, will be deployed against Earth. The entire solar system will be erased to protect the secret that has maintained Forum power for 50 millennia. Meanwhile, on the frontier planet Meridian, Professor Nash emerges from hiding to meet with Admiral Cole. In a secure underground facility, Nash displays what he found on the data crystal. The Forum has kept us in a dimensional cage, Nash explains, showing the ancient star charts. There are pathways, quantum tunnels, connecting every star system, allowing instant travel anywhere. The forum built barriers to close them, forcing everyone to use their controlled routes. Why? Cole asks. Control, Nash answers simply. Whoever controls travel controls everything. But there's more. The dimensional barriers are failing. Our quantum displacement technology isn't just bypassing their barriers, it's accelerating their collapse. Admiral Cole stares at the projections. So that's why they're willing to risk open war. They're not fighting to stop humans from leaving the forum, Nash confirms gravely. They're fighting to keep the rest of the galaxy from discovering what's beyond it. And what exactly is beyond it, Professor? Nash hesitates. The data suggests older civilizations, perhaps the original builders of these pathways. The forum may have been suppressing contact with something far more advanced than themselves. Cole's expression hardens. We need to warn Earth. The forum won't stop at conventional warfare if the secret is at risk. On a dozen worlds across Accord space, humans and aliens work together, installing quantum displacement generators based on Nash's discoveries. Each activation causes ripples in the dimensional barriers, weakening the forum's control further. On the neutral world of Centauri Prime, refugees pour in from forum territories. Many bring stories of increased oppression, of brutal crackdowns against any who speak favorably of the Terran Accord. Ambassador Thomas Reed, the man who delivered humanity's withdrawal notice, now works tirelessly to coordinate these refugee flows. The Accord has sworn to protect not just member worlds but any being seeking freedom from forum control. Another transport from the Vega sector, his assistant reports, over 2,000 refugees, mostly scientists and educators. The forum is purging intellectuals, Reed nods grimly. Find them housing and work. Every mind they drive away strengthens us and weakens them. A security alert interrupts them. Reed looks up as his bodyguards move into defensive positions. What is it? Forum assassins, the security chief reports. Third attempt this week, Reed sighs. They still think killing a few humans will stop what's happening. They don't understand that ideas are bulletproof. In deep space, aboard the Terran scientific vessel Prometheus, Dr. Maya Indari monitors the quantum gateway they've stabilized. Unlike earlier tests, this one remains open, creating a permanent bridge between star systems. Pathway stability at 97%, she reports. We could send a ship through. The vessel's captain, Gregory Wells, studies the swirling portal. Beyond it lies not just another star system, but proof of what humanity has suspected, that the galaxy is far more connected than the forum has allowed anyone to believe. Prepare the probe, he orders. Full sensor package. Let's see what's really out there. The probe enters the gateway and emerges 50 light-years away, in a system the forum claims is uninhabited, but the data it transmits back tells a different story. Captain, Indari says, voice trembling with excitement, we're detecting artificial structures. Massive ones. And they're active. Wells stares at the images in stunned silence. Who built them? Not the forum, Indari answers. The technology is far beyond anything we've seen. It matches the design principles of the quantum pathways themselves. The original builders, Wells whispers. Yes. And Captain, they're responding to our probe. I think they know we've broken through the barriers. Archspeaker Valorian watches in horror as the massive Omega weapon moves into position near Earth's sun. The Ancient Seven had overruled his objections. The weapon, disguised as a routine forum scientific vessel, carries enough power to trigger a stellar nova, destroying Earth and its colonies in a single, devastating strike. From the observation deck of his command vessel, Valorian can see the weapon powering up, its ancient systems awakening after 50,000 years of dormancy. The Omega technology predates even the forum itself. Salvaged from ruins of civilizations long extinct, or so the official records claim. The humans leave us no choice, the lead ancient reminds him through a secure quantum channel. Its true form remains hidden behind distortion fields, visible only as a shifting shadow. They've already shared displacement technology with 47 species. If they distribute the veil-breaching capability, we will lose control, Valorian finishes. I understand the necessity, but the consequences are acceptable compared to the alternative, the ancient interrupts. If the barriers fall completely, what lies beyond will change everything. The forum as we know it would cease to exist. Valorian skin patterns display troubled patterns. And what exactly lies beyond these barriers that terrifies even the Ancient Seven? A long pause follows before the Ancient responds. The truth, Archspeaker. A truth the galaxy is not ready to know. On Earth, in the depths of the Terran Accords Quantum Communication Center beneath Geneva, an emergency alert sounds. Director Grace Lee stares at the incoming data with growing alarm. The Forum is positioning something near our sun, she reports to the assembled Accord leaders. 73 species now stand united against Forum control. Their representatives gathered in emergency session. Energy readings are off the scale. Dr. Reyes steps forward, her face grim. It's an Omega-class stellar destabilizer. I found references in the ancient Archean records. They're going to collapse our sun. Silence falls over the chamber. Even at maximum evacuation speed, billions would die. How long do we have? Asks Director Lee. 3 hours until optimal firing position, Reyes responds. Lee turns to Admiral Cole, who has just arrived from Meridian with Professor Nash. Options? Cole displays the tactical situation. Our fleet can't reach it in time. Conventional weapons would be ineffective against a vessel of that class. Then we use unconventional means, Nash interjects, bringing up the quantum displacement research. We've confirmed what the Forum has hidden. The dimensional barriers are artificial and they're failing. Our displacement technology accelerates the collapse. What are you suggesting? Lee asks. We bring down the veil. Completely. Everywhere at once. The chamber erupts in voices, some fearful, others excited. Ambassador Krell of the Archeans vibrates with anticipation, his crystalline form resonating at a frequency that creates harmonics throughout the room. The ancient pathways, restored, he whispers, voice filled with reverence. If we do this, Cole warns, there's no going back. We don't know what's on the other side. We know what's on this side, Lee responds, looking at the countdown to the Omega weapon's firing position. Extinction. The decision is made. Orders go out to all Accord worlds. Prepare for simultaneous activation of quantum displacement generators at maximum power. The goal? Not just to shield individual worlds, but to tear down the dimensional barriers the Forum has maintained for 50 millennia. On 53 worlds simultaneously, quantum displacement generators power up to unprecedented levels. Dr. Reyes coordinates from Earth, the massive Nexus array channeling power from fusion plants worldwide. Synchronization complete, she announces. Displacement field expanding to maximum radius. The quantum field grows, encompassing not just Earth but the entire solar system. Similar fields blossom across the galaxy from every Accord world. They expand, intersect, amplify. On Forum Prime, alarms blare as monitoring stations detect the massive quantum surge. Valorian receives desperate communications from across the galaxy. The barriers are collapsing, a technician cries. Quantum coherence is spreading uncontrolled. The Ancient Seven appear in emergency session, their technological shadows flickering with panic. Contain it, one demands. Activate the barrier reinforcement protocols. Too late, another responds. The collapse is cascading. 3,000 years of control. Ending. Near Earth's sun, the commander of the Omega weapon prepares to fire. Suddenly, his vessel shudders as reality itself seems to warp around them. Energy surge detected, his science officer reports in panic. The quantum field, it's everywhere. The commander watches in disbelief as the stars around his vessel shift. Space itself seems to fold, revealing luminous pathways between stars, pathways that haven't been seen for millennia. Stabilize the weapon, he orders. Prepare to fire. Impossible, Commander, the science officer responds. The quantum fluctuations are affecting our targeting systems. We can't generate a stable firing solution. On Earth, Dr. Reyes monitors the cascading effect with awe. It's working. The veil is coming down everywhere at once. Director Lee stares at tactical displays showing the Omega weapon. It floats paralyzed, caught in dimensional flux as ancient pathways reassert themselves around it. The weapon? She asks tensely. Neutralized, Admiral Cole confirms. They can't stabilize their systems enough to fire. Throughout the galaxy, beings of all species look up to see their skies transformed. The stars seem connected by luminous bridges, quantum pathways that bypass normal space. Ships report instantaneous jumps between systems without conventional drives. On Forum Prime, Valorian watches as the carefully maintained order of 50,000 years collapses in minutes. The Ancient Seven fade from his communication array, their control systems failing. A message arrives from Earth, broadcast simultaneously to every world in the galaxy through the newly revealed quantum network. Director Lee appears, flanked by representatives from all Accord species. People of the galaxy, she begins. For millennia, the Forum has hidden the truth. The stars were never meant to be distant, unreachable points of light. They were meant to be neighbors. The broadcast shows ships from Earth and other Accord worlds traveling the luminous pathways, crossing thousands of light years in seconds. The Terran Accord does not seek to replace one controlling power with another. Lee continues, "We seek only freedom, the freedom to explore, to connect, to evolve. Today we've removed the barriers that kept us isolated. The pathways between stars belong to everyone. On thousands of worlds, beings look up at their transformed skies. Forum authority crumbles as the truth spreads. The ancient pathways, what humans call the quantum nexus, reconnect a galaxy artificially kept divided. Archspeaker Valorian stands alone in his chamber as Forum representatives depart in droves, returning to their homeworlds through the newly opened pathways. The Forum that stood for 50,000 years collapses in a single day. What have we done? He whispers to the empty room. A voice responds, not from the communication array, but from a quantum projection that forms beside him. Ambassador Thomas Reed, the human who delivered Earth's withdrawal notice. You maintained control through artificial scarcity, Reed explains. Limited travel, limited communication, limited knowledge. We've removed those limitations. You don't understand, Valorian protests. The barriers weren't just for control. They were for protection. Reed's expression grows serious. Protection from what? From those who built the pathways. The ones who came before even the Forum. We found their technology, learned to maintain their barriers. We didn't understand why they built them, only that they separated our galaxy from something else. Reed considers this. Then perhaps it's time we met these builders and learned the truth for ourselves, rather than hiding behind walls we don't understand. Across the galaxy, on world after world, the Forum's control mechanisms fail as the quantum pathways fully reestablish. Travel between stars becomes instantaneous. Communication flows freely. Knowledge spreads like wildfire, and something else happens, something unexpected. On ancient worlds long abandoned, dormant systems activate. Structures hidden for millennia reveal themselves. The original builders of the quantum network begin to stir. In Earth orbit, Professor Nash and Dr. Reyes stand on the observation deck of the research vessel Prometheus, watching ships from dozens of species arrive through the quantum pathways. A gathering unlike any in galactic history is forming, not by Forum decree but by mutual desire for contact. We never needed the Forum, Nash observes. The galaxy was always meant to be connected. Do you think they'll forgive us? Reyes asks. For changing everything? Nash smiles as a delegation of ancient Archeans materializes on the deck, their crystalline forms glittering with excitement. I think they've been waiting for someone to do exactly this for a very long time. A communication alert sounds. Reyes accepts the transmission and a holographic image appears, unlike any being they've encountered. Its form shifts between states of matter at once solid, liquid, and energy. Greetings, breakers of barriers, the being communicates directly to their minds. We are the founders. We have waited 50,000 years for a species brave enough to question the walls between stars. You be.